How you ever felt like you're just stuck, using the same old solutions for brand new problems? Well, today, we're going to crack open a really powerful framework to upgrade your thinking, and it's all based on Shane Parrish's fantastic book, The Great Mental Models. We're about to explore how just a few key ideas can totally change the way you see everything.
So let me ask you this, and be honest. Do you ever find yourself reaching for the same solution time and time again, no matter what the problem is? If that sounds even a little bit familiar, you might be caught in a super common thinking trap.
And you know, this trap is so common. It has a famous name. It's the problem of having only one tool in your mental toolbox, which, as you can imagine, leads to a pretty narrow view of the world.
This classic saying just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the issue. When we rely on just one single perspective, one skill, our ability to see the true nature of a problem becomes incredibly limited. We just keep hammering away, even when what we really need is a screwdriver or a wrench. Okay, so if having only a hammer is the problem, what's the solution? Well, it's not about finding a bigger, better hammer. No, it's about building a full cognitive toolkit, one that's packed with all sorts of different tools for different challenges. And this right here gets to the heart of the book's big idea. The quality of our outcomes in life is a direct result of the quality of our thinking. So what determines the quality of our thinking? Well, it's the mental models we have ready to go. So what in the world is a mental model? Just think of it like a blueprint or a framework that helps you make sense of things. It's a simplified representation of how reality works that you can carry around in your head to understand, predict, and ultimately solve problems. And this is what Shane Parrish's work is all about. He's giving us a practical guide for collecting and applying these powerful concepts from all different fields so we can build a more robust and effective mind. Okay, let's make this real. Let's dive into a couple of examples. Our first model is this fundamental law that you see absolutely everywhere, from physics all the way to human relationships: reciprocity. This visual really captures that feeling, doesn't it? That constant give and take. Reciprocity is happening all around us, all the time. It's this constant push and pull that governs how systems and, how people interact. What's so cool about this model is that it's borrowed directly from physics. I mean, you probably remember Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Well, that same exact principle applies to our lives. The things you put out into the world tends to give right back to you. And seriously, you see this model everywhere once you start looking. In a football tackle, right? The force is felt equally by both players. A rocket has to push gas backward to propel itself forward. In the office, if you help a colleague out, they're much more likely to be there for you later. Even a waiter leaving a little candy with the bill is using reciprocity to nudge you towards a better tip. It's a truly universal law. Okay, ready to add another tool to the kit? This next one comes from thermodynamics, and trust me, it's a powerful model for understanding a fundamental truth about the universe, which is basically why things naturally fall apart. This law helps us make sense of the kind of complexity you see right here. The universe, and pretty much every system inside it, has this natural tendency to move from order towards disorder, and it's a tendency we have to constantly fight against.
So here's the simple breakdown. The second law of thermodynamics tells us that entropy, which is just a fancy word for disorder, is the default state of the universe. If you leave a system alone, it doesn't stay organized, it drifts towards chaos. So if you want to maintain any kind of order, you have to constantly put energy in.
And look, this isn't just some abstract physics concept. This is about your life. Think about it. Does your career just get better on its own? Do your relationships stay strong without any effort? Does your health just maintain itself? No way. Without a constant input of energy and focus, all of these vital systems in your life will naturally start to decline.
So now we've got reciprocity and thermodynamics, two really powerful but also very different models. The real magic happens when you stop using just one and you start collecting dozens of them, weaving them together into something brand new. And believe me, your toolkit is just getting started. The book covers so many other essential models, things like leverage, inertia, adaptation, competition, cooperation, and each and every one gives you a new lens to see the world through. And this brings us to the ultimate goal, the real game changer here. It's not just about having a random box of tools. It's about building what's called a latticework of mind, where all these different models connect and support each other.
That is what gives you a richer, more accurate, and way more useful view of reality.
Because once you understand how these different forces work, you finally stop seeing every problem as a nail. Instead, you start to see a complex, fascinating world that you are now way better equipped to navigate. So, the only question left is, what new model will you add to your toolkit today?